absolutely beautiful conversation that you just described what you went through. How's your dad doing?
He's good. He's he's still coughing a little dramatically. But yeah, he's fine now. He's good. We're all better.
And so your stepmom, she's over it also?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you're in a very unique population of people that have actually experienced it firsthand. And you're right. When you first got it, it was like, wow, that was the first case in Norfolk that we had read in the paper, but it didn't say the person's name.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to be just the unknown, just the unknown. I know that my own kids, my daughter in Oregon, when I told her that across the street was the very first case, she was like, you're not getting near them. You don't walk on the street, do you? Because the germs could still be on the street, And I said, well, they're quarantined. They're in the house. They haven't come out of the house. But thank the Lord, thank God that He brought you and your family through it, and that it's a testimony that people can get it and get through it and continue. Well, the silver lining of the cloud, though, is that now that you've had it, you should have some immunities, I guess, antibodies in your body that hope you're probably not likely to get it again, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. We also are going to donate plasma as well, which is, it can help other people fight the disease. And, I don't know all the medical ins and outs of how that works, but yeah, it's and you have it forever. Cause I think there's a big misconception that once you recover, if you donate your plasma, then you give away all your antibodies, which isn't true. Once the cells are in your body, you have it forever. It's not going to just go away. Doctor told me that, so I know it's true.
That's good. Well, I can relate to a lot of what you said. You said fatigue was the main thing that hit you.
Yeah.
I'm in a very, very high risk category because my multiple myeloma, my bone cancer, is immune system cancer. And the thing with that, I get pneumonia a lot, and people that have had pneumonia, they'll know it's like an elephant sitting on your chest, and you just are totally lethargic and just don't have you're just drained totally. And so with my immune system, when I'm healthy, but what that means is that I'm subject to infections like pneumonia and bronchitis and things. And if I can get on antibiotics quick enough, it jumpstarts my system to where the rest of my immunities that are in me will kick in and fight for me. But I don't have that ability to get jumpstarted. Like I need to get that extra oomph to get it going. And so I have to be very careful. Chronic bronchitis, COPD, asthma like yourself. And so all those things add up to where I've been isolating myself just pretty much completely. So that brings the blessing to me. So I meet you on the street, and you share a little bit, and then I asked you about yourself, and you said you went to Montclair State University in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. Well, last night when I was talking to you, I said, I got this little book called Leadership with a Human Touch. It's a little pamphlet that it's been on my shelf there for about 20 years. It's like a motivational thing on leadership. You can get monthly issues or something. And I just happened to add it from somewhere. And I said, it's just really crazy. I can't say that I've ever used the words Montclair State University before. I mean, I've heard about it. I knew it was up north somewhere. And so here I met a person from Montclair State University who, by the way, you're taking your college courses right now. You're a junior in college at Montclair, and you're studying broadcast journalism, or what's the title of your degree?
What is the title of my degree? A bachelor's in journalism with a minor in film.
Wow. Yeah. So that kind of is, I perked my ears up a little bit, but so I was reading this little book on leadership, and I said, you won't believe this, but I came across a very, very famous person that's one of my all-time favorites. And there's a quote in here on leadership, and you have to kind of, it's about making decisions that I'm going to tell you this is coming about, And you say, well, who was it? And I said, well, he gave he gave it to the graduates at Montclair State University. And we were, wow, who is it? So I said, let's wait till we get on the show. Okay. Everybody that knows me knows that I am a lifetime New York Yankees fan. I love my Yankees. I irritate a lot of people because I like winners and the Yankees, I even talk about when they lose, I catch a lot of grief from people. And I go, hey, well, wait a second. You got to understand that, we're kind. If we win more than 1 out of 4 World Series, they just won't let us play with them anymore, So we just like it when somebody else rises up and wins. We're good like that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the quote: "When you come to a fork in the road, take it." That's the number one quote from Yogi Berra.
Yeah.
It says, Hall of Fame baseball player in his address to the graduates of Montclair State University upon receiving an honorary doctorate of humanities. So yeah, this is all good. Well, that just brings another thing in here. So you've already said that you believe that things happen for a reason. And my mother always taught me that too. I mean, I definitely believe that. And so as I continue the conversation, I said to you, so are you going to be here for a while? And you go, yeah, I can't go home. I can't go back to New Jersey. And so I said, well, are you looking for anything to do? And you sort of say, well, I don't know. What do you mean? I said, would you like to make some money? And then I said, I threw a dollar amount out there and you went, yeah. and I said, well, here's what it is. I'm doing a series of these shows from the lip to the hip. It's pretty far distance. And I just wanted to get all the transcripts done. Now I did a curriculum that's in prisons across the country that's being marketed in prisons. And I had, Megan was my PhD English major in graduate school at William and Mary, that she did like 30 of my transcripts where I get them from a company called Rev. They're 99% accurate. I just put the file of each of these shows, the ones I want, up to Rev. I get it back within a day, and it's 99% accurate, but it still needs proofing. So I said, would you like to proof transcripts? Could you do that? And you said, yeah. And I said, well, if you're interested, and I gave you my email and you took it and put it in your phone, and we're across the street now. We're like 15 feet separated, social distancing. And I said, well, look, if you're interested, just send me an email and we can talk tonight, and I'll send you the first transcript. And so within a very short time, I got this beautiful email from you. And you said, I'm excited that this was my response. You said, hey, I left you a voicemail, but I'd love to take a look at one of the transcripts and audios tonight. With an exclamation point, I could tell, that you're enthusiastic. But I liked it because the whole series of this is people that do what they say they're going to do. And you took action. You took affirmative steps in a direction to have something that was an opportunity that was presented to you to have it happen. And a lot of the stuff that this series is evolving into is, why do people say things that they don't do? Why do they lie to themselves? Why do they say yes and don't really do things, etc.? So I knew immediately when I went in the house with Donna, I said, boy, this is incredible that I've been looking for someone. Megan, she can't do it because she's back in school and she's got some health issues. And so she wasn't going to be able to do my transcripts. And I knew I needed to find somebody, and I wasn't sure when. And so all of a sudden you presented yourself. And so I sent you some, and then this is where I want to pick up from where we're at now. This is that night at 11:12. You're a college kid. You stay up late at night doing kind of stuff. Creative juices flowing late at night, I guess. Okay, so the subject was currently working. Hey, Steve, I'm sitting here in the office listening and marking up the transcript document. And I just felt compelled to say, I really think God brings different people into our lives for a reason. He shows us what we need to see when we need to see it. I'm sitting here really listening to what you talked about in the episode, and a lot of it resonates with things I have been thinking and realizing about life and trying to better my mindset and therefore my life, as well as affirming what I have been praying about. I'm on page 4, the William James quote that said about concentrating on what you wish and not, quote, 100 other incompatible things, end quote. This is what really resonated with me. I've been coming to terms with where I want to go in my career path after college and focusing more on my health. So I just wanted to take a second to reach out because I am really enjoying the episode. Sorry for rambling, but also thank you. Looking forward to speaking tomorrow. Sofia Giannascoli. Sofia, that was the beginning of, for me, just an amazing new relationship. You are such a wonderful person. I mean, you're 21 years old, but yet your maturity level, and you got your own talk radio show. That's another thing we have in common. So I knew that your personality was going to be great for me to connect with. And so, you've got a talk radio show on campus up at Montclair. And it's a 3-hour show. So, yeah. So, this is just wonderful. Well, I want to get deep into what we're talking about with this, thoughts about, who you are and how you got to be the way you are and stuff. But let's stay on the surface for just a second. How'd you get into doing a talk radio show? And what do you do on that show? I listened to 30 minutes of one of your shows, and you're incredible. You're natural.
Thank you.
You just know how to flow.
So I was in, what was that class called? I was in one of my journalism classes, and I sat next to this guy. His name was AJ. He's one of my good friends now. And he was always very outspoken in class. And, he's a big, First Amendment kind of guy. So we would always get in discussions in class just about, different news topics and stuff. And him and I were always usually had, similar takes on stuff. And I would be like, yeah, that made me think of this thing and this thing. So we always just had good conversation. And then he said to me one day, he was like, you should come to one of the WMSC general meetings. And I was like, what is that? I don't even know what that is. And he said, oh, well, we have a radio station upstairs. I was like, stop, no way. Like a real one, like a real radio station. He's like, yeah, it's great. I have a show with a buddy of mine, and, you can maybe get one too if you go through the training and stuff. And I was like, sounds pretty cool. Maybe I'll go check it out. So I went to a few meetings, and, last year was really about just kind of diving in headfirst to more college experience type things. Cause I didn't do a lot my first semester at Montclair, because I was like, this is crazy. I don't live at home anymore. And I was very nervous. So then my second year, I was like, all right, here, this is my time. I'm going to make a bunch of friends. I'm going to do cool stuff. And, I want that college experience. So I went to a couple meetings, and I signed up for, we call it ADJ training. And it was 4 weeks where I would go observe and hang out pretty much in 2 shows a week. And the DJs who were, doing those shows would teach us different stuff each week of what we needed to know. How to run the whole soundboard, how to cue songs and commercials from the computer system, how to use the computer system itself, just all technical aspects. And then how to, really conduct a show. Because you can do shows on whatever you want, but if you're not engaging, if you're not entertaining, if you're not, wanting or making the audience want to come back and listen to you each week, then you might not be a good fit for the radio. So I took my test after the 4 weeks, and I'm probably not supposed to say this, and I won't say who told me. But I found out that out of the whole group, I think of 30 or so of us who passed, there was only 7 of us who got approved to be DJs. And I was the only person who got 100 on, both parts of the test, the technical aspect and the talk aspect. So that was really cool. That was a big boost to my ego. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So then I became a real DJ. for WMSC Upper Montclair. And I started with my own summer